Day 5 of the Content Creation Masterclass. We're almost on the home stretch, and today what I'm teaching you about is batching content. Now this will save you so much time. I batch most of my content on a Sunday. I find that's when I work best, and it's usually on a Sunday afternoon. I've got the music cranking. I know exactly what tasks I've got planned. I've got my theme ready to go. I know exactly how many days I need to do content for. Working on my theme, I batch together all of my content. Very similar to how I've done all of the video intros for the Content Creation Masterclass. Like I said, same person, same chair, same hairdo, all the same. I did this all in one go. It's taken me about 2 hours to put together all of the intros, and then I will go and edit all of my content. That's exactly how I work when I put together all of my Facebook posts, my Instagram posts, taking photos, putting together audio or any graphics. Everything is batched so that it doesn't take anywhere near as much time, and I'm going to show you the secrets on how to do this. Now, I promised you some clever tips and tricks to make your online content sparkle and shine, didn't I? Well, I'm about to show you how I batch my content. I've created a made-up company called My Muesli, and this is the content calendar that I have created for it based on the monthly calendar that I supplied to you guys earlier this week. You see that I filled in the top of each day with different theme days. So I've gone on Sunday for a recipe. Monday I've gone for sell, that's selling the muesli products that we have in the My Muesli range. I've got health tips, so that's health tips around the My Muesli range and the benefits to the consumer. I've got the stockists. I've got Throwback Thursday, Feedback Friday, and Behind the Scenes Saturday. So I want to show you exactly how I use this when it comes to creating content out of Canva and how I put everything together. So you'll see that this is just a month's worth of content, but once you get on a roll, you can actually do more than create just 1 month, I promise you. So for example, in the month of fictional January 2018, I've got here recipes. So I've picked out certain recipes that I can do with my fictional muesli. For example, I could make overnight bircher muesli. I could make muesli slice with super berry muesli mix, or muesli cookies with a deluxe gluten-free mix. So ideally what I do when I come to batch my content is I work on my theme days and do all of the particular recipes all at once, and then I move on to the next day and do all of my selling. So to show you how I've done my recipes, I'm going to flip over to Canva, and I've created here My Muesli, which is my folder in Canva. And what I've done is separated up all of the social media posts individually. So you'll notice over in the calendar, each individual one of these tips here has their own block of social media posts within Canva. I've gone into the recipes, and I've used stock photography for argument's sake here, because obviously I don't actually have a range of muesli. And what I've created is basically a template that you can use moving forward. So in the content calendar, I talked about muesli bars. So here is my muesli slice with my super berry muesli mix. I've got my nut-free muesli bliss balls, cranberry and Greek yogurt muesli bars, and then I've got strawberry yogurt popsicles with muesli. Now I have 4 items here, and in the calendar I only had 3. So technically for my Sunday, I now have another post that will take me into the following month. But quite honestly, when I was creating these, there are so many stock images that I could have created as many recipes as 15 to 20, which means I would have all of my content batched moving forward for the next 2 to 3 months. I've set up a template with the My Muesli logo at the top, with then also my brand colors and my brand fonts. And all I need to do then is literally pop in a photo each time. Ideally, then what I would do is download each one of these as a PNG, and I can download them all at once, then have them ready for when I'm scheduling all of my social media. So what I would do is create a folder that says My Muesli Facebook posts, and have recipes, and then put all of my recipes into the one folder ready for uploading. Then over in My Muesli, I also have my health tips, which is one of the other themed content days. I'm going to show you this one because I've done it in 2 different ways. And the reason I've done it in two different ways is so that you have posts ready for Instagram as well as for Facebook. Now, we all know that Instagram posts are more about the images, whereas Facebook, you can do a lot more of the quotes. So what I did was I actually Googled the health benefits of muesli, and I found 8 reasons why I love muesli. There's nothing wrong with you using a third-party site to gain your content when it comes to, say, health tips or recipes, etc., as long as you credit mention them. So you'll notice when I've created my muesli posts, back over here, I've got health benefits of my muesli is it's convenient and easy, which is what I've taken from the 8 reasons why I love muesli. Muesli is convenient and easy. So when I'm going to schedule this particular post, now we're over in the Dirty Apron & Co.'s Facebook page, just to show this as an example for you. I would upload the post that I've already created in Canva. Health benefits of my muesli is convenient and easy. I would go back to the post, copy the wording, go back into Facebook and paste the wording. You might want to change this around a little bit. This has got it in first person. In order to credit mention where this particular health benefit came from, you need to credit the source. So I type in the words source, and back over here, I copy the URL from where I've actually got the health benefit from. But being that it's such a long URL, I take it into a program called Bitly, and I create a smaller URL by pasting in the long URL here, and it will automatically shorten it for me into this URL here. I can copy that, take it back over to where I've got my Facebook post open, and paste. So then if anyone wants further information on this health tip, they know where the source is from and they've got the Bitly link. I would also put in here, in front of it, www. with the link up afterwards. You can then also pop in your hashtags. So you can go my muesli, which is the name of my company, health benefits, good for you, healthy muesli, Australian muesli. They're just an example of what I would possibly put. So from there, you can then schedule your post down here by pressing schedule. You can choose the date that you want this post to go live. So we might want to schedule it based on our calendar. It was on the Monday, and working out when our audience is online, you would post that particular post at the time when your audience is at peak traffic time. So you would work out what that is. Mine is, for example, at 8 p.m. and I can go in and schedule. So that's how you schedule a post based on your themed content. So what you would then do is go in and get the rest of the posts from your social media health benefits. And each one of these you've downloaded, and you can go in and schedule each one of these at the peak traffic time every Monday according to your social media calendar, which is what we were looking at earlier. So it was on a Tuesday that we were scheduling them. You would look at your peak traffic time for Tuesday evenings on Facebook, and you would post then each one of those health tips that you've already downloaded from Canva and get the content from the blog post that you had sourced it from and pop in the source of the third party as well. So that's an easy way of doing your health benefits. You will see that I've got feedback. This is an easy one for you to be able to do because you can garner that information from reviews on your website, on your Instagram, through sending out mail outs via MailChimp and getting feedback from customers. And it's easy to put feedback together. It's just entirely up to you how you curate that content and what it looks like when you do that in Canva. So you can see here what I've done is taken stock photography, pretending that I've had this content already sourced and this is my own photography. I have faded out the background and reduced it down to 31% transparency. Then I have taken the actual testimonial or customer feedback, popped that into my brand colors and my brand font, and put who actually had done the testimonial or feedback or review for us. And I've done all of these all at the same time. So I've downloaded all these different images, which are technically my own brand, and I've then changed the testimonial on each one of these. So now this is a template set up that I can do each time I want to batch my content for the day that I have all of my feedback and reviews scheduled on my content calendar. One other one that I will show you that I've created in my Muesli is my behind the scenes. And this one I wanted to show you because this is slightly different to the others. You'll see with this template, all of which I have done in the size of 800 by 800 so that it can be used for both Instagram and for Facebook. I've used photos that technically are stock images, but let's pretend that these are photos that I have taken myself. And what I've actually done to make them look very similar and in my brand colors, keeping in mind these are behind the scenes shots, I've actually put a square over the top and then popped in my brand color and made the square transparent. So each one of these images actually look like they're in my brand colors. When I upload these to Instagram, when we talked about optimizing our Instagram page on day 2, this is a way of applying filters to your social media posts so that it comes up in your brand colors and has the same aesthetic and feel across the board. Now, the reason why I've done the behind the scenes with no wording on it, it's going to be a lot easier for me to use this straight for Instagram. And then in the social media post for Facebook, I can type my content just in the actual post wording. The same goes for the other My Muesli posts that I've done. You could copy this particular post, for example, and remove the wording that I have here and actually pop that information into the body of your Instagram post and just keep the picture itself so that you're not using worded images within Instagram. So what you would just need to do is go into Canva, copy this particular social media post, remove all of the wording and save it as an Instagram post, download all of the images into a folder, and when you're ready to do all of your scheduling, you automatically have those posts ready for Instagram and those posts ready for Facebook. So by the time you've done all this, and honestly, it does take a little bit of time to set up your templates initially, what you will have is every single one of these days filled because all you had to do was find 3 recipes, 3 products to sell, 4 health tips, and you notice that I had 8 health tips when I actually looked up the third-party blog that I found. So technically I have all of my health tips for January and February if I were to schedule them out. When you start looking back for Throwback Thursday with all of the photos that you might have had when you first started creating your recipes or your first packaging and labeling and how you've moved on from here, or the first day that you sold at the markets, or when you went buying ingredients from a wholesaler, you'll have more than 4 posts. So it will surprise you that when you start batching your content, you might then have a whole 3 months worth of health tips or Throwback Thursday. Now, whilst I mention here in the monthly calendar that I've got 7 days here, I'm not asking you to commit to 7 days. I want you to commit to what you feel you can create content for. So if you are wanting to engage with your audience and you're only able to really do that every Monday and Friday, then I just want you to create content for Monday and Friday and schedule it during peak time when your audience is online. Only commit to what you can, because if you do a couple of weeks worth of 7 days a week and then you go back into the normal pace of doing what you were originally doing, and it was posting sporadically every Monday, every now and then, and on a Saturday when you feel like it, your audience are going to start to get confused and a few of them will start to unfollow you because you haven't been consistent. So whilst this calendar says 7 days of the week, choose what is best for you and stick to that, and choose a theme day for those days that you can post. So I'm hoping that these practical tips will help you and it will help lighten the load. And obviously I want your business to perform to the highest of benchmarks. So do exactly what you can. So hop into today's email, have a look at what tasks I've got for you today. It shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. And then tonight at 7 o'clock, I'll be in our Facebook group answering all of your questions in regards to today's task, which is all about batching content. I'll see you at 7 o'clock tonight. Cheers.